Welcome to another episode of Nourish the Mind, where this program speaks about the mind, the body, and the spirit, that all three work together to bring us closer into alignment. If you have been with me for a while, guys, thank you so much for your continuous support. And if you're new to this channel, welcome, and I hope that you will stay right here. All right, so for this week's episode, I'm going to speak about the other side of fear. Stay tuned.
Slow down, hold on, take a breath.
All right, so on the other side of fear, that's where everything actually emerges. That's where everything begins, and that's when growth really comes. On the other side of fear is stepping outside of your comfort zone. There's a comforting place that we would like to cling to because it feels safe, it feels like home. And no matter what's going on there, whether it's good or bad, we are willing to tolerate it because that's all we know, that's all we understand, and that's what we think is best for us. But on the other side of fear, which means that there is something that you need, there's something that you want, and you're going full speed ahead for it, then you're willing to step outside of that comfort zone and go towards that path, that dream, that goal, that new opportunity, whatever it is to you. And there are so many different situations that we can appeal to, but whatever that situation means to you, nothing starts until you step outside of that comfort zone, and that's when you step on the other side of fear. All right, so doubt and fear is like the wilderness. Nothing at all grows there. You have to step outside of what is safe, outside of what is norm, outside of how you feel, outside of what you think. Because sometimes what we think, there's a universe outside. It's not even the snippet of what is actually going on. So sometimes when we step outside of our comfort zone, we widen our horizon. And that's when we really start to grow. Because think about this. Think about a oak tree, or one of those huge trees, one of those big trees, maybe a willow tree or something of that sort. And you have this tree and you're planting it into a regular plant bucket or into just a normal bucket. That tree will never be able to amount to its true potential because it's being stifled, and a lot of people are sitting in situations that is slowly killing them, that is stifling them, that is slowly taking the life out of us, that is dimming our light, and we think that is all, that there is nothing else, or we can't do it. We don't have the capability or the willingness to do it on our own. But I'm here to appeal to you because I'm a person that has done it and I'm still doing it. Just being here right now speaking to you, this is me stepping outside of my comfort zone. So just appealing to you guys that if anybody else can do it, you can do it too. And it all starts with making the first step. Just the thought alone. Just the thought at times, and the repeat of the thought at times can eventually manifest itself into reality. And sometimes it manifests by us taking action. Sometimes it manifests by us bringing things to us, attracting that situation, attracting that person, attracting that opportunity. Whatever it is to you, whatever applies to you, it all starts with a thought. And sometimes that's when real changes starts to happen. We step outside of our comfort zone, knowing that there is something else that we were meant to do, something that we were meant to create, something that we were meant to achieve. Whatever it is to you, or your light was meant to shine in some way or some other areas, but you're still trying to figure it out. Well, I believe that whatever God has put inside of us, we have a responsibility to bring it forward. And if He puts something inside of us, and it's our responsibility to bring it forward, then he's gonna be there as a support system. And sometimes in the midst of making that transition, and I can tell you, it can become very scary, it can be very lonely. Sometimes you lose all your friends, you know, people that you thought were close, they were by your side and they were your ride and die. They eventually fall off. You know, at times you feel lost, at times you feel crazy, like, what am I doing? This is just out of it. But the person that put whatever that is to you, and you feel that you have an obligation to bring it forward, is not gonna put all of that good stuff inside of you just to leave you by the wayside. You know, he's gonna be there with you to carry you and to bring you through. And sometimes it's gonna feel difficult, it's gonna feel challenging, you're gonna feel like you're crazy, you're gonna lose friends. But just know that that is you stepping out of your comfort zone, and that's the transition to step on the other side of fear. Because on the other side of fear, that's when everything emerges, and that's when growth really starts. I remember watching this video. It's a YouTube video about this young girl. She's 22 years old, and she was in her car crying. She was like, you know, appealing to the crowd and appealing to people on social media that she had to leave her apartment. Months ago, they got notice to leave. But, you know, some people get notice to leave and they will never leave. She said eventually she felt a voice or something in her spirit telling her to leave. You need to leave this apartment. She packed up her stuff, her child. She has a toddler, and she just started driving. And she said, why is this conviction so strong on her to leave when she don't even know where she's going? You know, she drove and police pulled her over because her car was going so slow. She had a damaged tire, and she was just appealing. She was just so confused, so lost, so frustrated. She said there's a place that God tell her to go, that she doesn't even know anyone there, but she's on her way there, and she's wondering if she's going crazy, if it's the devil leading her astray, if she's delusional, if it's she tricking herself. And sometimes, guys, that's a part of the process. And sometimes it is a part of the process. Because it is said that God doesn't take us to anything that He's not going to take us through, or He doesn't bring us to anywhere where He's not going to see us through. And it's also said that He went ahead of us and prepared a place for us. So He knows, you know, it's just for us to be obedient. And yes, it's hard. And it's especially harder when we are outside of alignment, like we are already lost out there in the world and He's trying to direct us. If we are lost and someone is trying to direct us, it's always going to seem unfamiliar because we are lost, you know. It's not until we are arriving at that point or close to that point then we are going to really see the true manifestation of His word or what was being done. Because once you're lost out there in the world, any direction that you're getting is always gonna seem off and at times confusing, right? But I believe that there's an internal compass within all of us, you know, that GPS, that inner knowing, that divine feeling, that intuition. We give it so many different names, and we also know that Christ, you know, is within us. So sometimes there is a calling on your spirit or something so strong, that conviction that you can't shake or you can't ignore, and you have to like bring it forward, whatever that is to you, whether it's being to create something, apply for a new job, go to a new location, you know, meet someone new, stepping outside of that comfort zone, doing something different, going to a new, whatever it is that applies to your situation. If that feeling is nagging at your spirit, and sometimes it's been nagging for a little while, which means that it's not impulsive, because impulsive decisions are like rush decisions that happen in the spur of the moment. It's not properly thought through. And a nagging feeling that you have inside, or a nudge that keeps repeating itself, most times that's a guide that's telling you that you need to do something, that's telling you that it's time to move, that's telling you that it's now, it's now. So stepping outside of our comfort zone is always gonna feel unfamiliar. Stepping outside of fear is always gonna be terrifying. It's like walking through a little area of fire. All you can think about is that fire gripping your skin and scorching your skin or burning you in a terrible way. Even if it's not a big fire, it can be very terrifying for some people. But on that other side may bring forth freedom, may take you out of a claustrophobic situation, may take you out of a hurtful situation, may take you out of something that was slowly killing you, may take you out of something that's not supporting your growth. So stepping out on the other side of fear is always gonna feel unfamiliar. And that unfamiliarness is a newness that is gonna come with patience. It's gonna take patience. It's gonna take a lot of trusting in God, trusting in the Most High, trusting in the Creator, trusting in the universe. We give it so many names, but it's gonna take that trusting to know that something better is coming and something better is there for you. So another thing that I should add, that stepping outside of our comfort zone starts with the first step. And if we're not sure what to do, we can start to write it down. Write down some little small goals, some little small achievable ones. And those little ones will eventually lead up to bigger ones. And before you know it, you're on your way to where you need to be. So that's it, guys, for this episode. I hope somebody got something. I hope somebody learned something. All right. And if you do, please, guys, go ahead and like and subscribe. Until next time, I say peace and love.
Slow down, hold on, take a breath. If I could, I'd make me feel less. Something in my brain